You didn't come this far to play small. This is Winning Daily, the podcast that builds winners in life and in business. Welcome home.
And here we go. Ready? All right, we're back with another episode. Welcome back to the Winning Daily podcast. Today we are joined by a very special guest, Arturo Saro, who is from Madhouse right here in Southern California. Arturo, introduce yourself.
How's it going, guys? Well, first of all, thank you for having me. Which one am I looking? It's the main one over here. Okay. Thank you for having me, guys. It's a pleasure. It's an honor. Arturo Saro from Madhouse Gains Asylum here in Cudahy, California. I always tell people we're more than just a gym. We're a movement. We're trying to.
You guys are a vibe. Straight up. You guys are a vibe.
You're trying to. You guys have to come check it out. But yeah, we opened back in 2020. In where most people were closing their doors, we had an opportunity and we fought for it, and we've been fighting ever since.
Yeah, you guys.
We'll get going, dude.
Yeah,
remind you.
Mark does that every episode. Shout out to White Rabbit, our sponsor. If you guys don't know what White Rabbit is, it is an alternative energy drink. No caffeine, no alcohol, no calories. It's a kratom-based energy drink. If you guys don't know what kratom is, go look it up. But fantastic. They have all these flavors. You guys can shop at whiterabbitenergy.com and use our code WINNING for 10% off and free delivery.
You're addicted, though. Be careful.
Yeah. So, but you guys are obviously more than just a gym. And also, too, we're joined by Mark Henderson and Andrew Cruz here. So we got a lot to get to and a little bit of time to get to it today. So if you're watching this, appreciate you guys watching because we're going to be in for a good time here.
It's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So you guys are a lot more than a gym because you come from the background of being an entrepreneur, but you've also been in the health and fitness space for a while, too. You guys have partners.
Now. Yeah,
10 years.
Yeah, 2015.
And it's opening a gym during COVID. Did you open a gym during COVID, too?
Yeah, I acquired a gym during COVID, August 2020.
August 2020, we opened March 2020, yeah.
Oh, it's like right on.
March 3rd, we opened. March 16th is when the health department announced the shutdown. What was it supposed to
shut down, though, right?
No, fuck no. It was supposed to be 3 months, 6 months that they said.
Yeah, we're never like 6 months, maybe.
Yeah. No, we never shut down.
Which is a completely different story if you guys think back, because California was completely different than a lot of other states. It wasn't like Texas or Florida.
Had the support of the public saying no, like let's just. It wasn't making sense.
LA County, it was different from Orange
County. You crossed that freeway, that city line, and completely different.
Orange County was a little more lenient, right?
Very lenient.
Yeah.
I never saw the health department. And I was just like, there was the idea of closing was never on
the
my
radar.
From August 2020.
Where was your gym?
Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
And
a lot of money in Anaheim.
Yeah, we never saw the health department. They never came. I think they were too focused on restaurants in Orange County.
Yeah.
Well, they created a new problem and it was spread thin.
Yeah, and I was the interesting thing is I was in both the restaurant industry and the gym space because of Macrofit, our first company that we started back in 2015. When the shutdown started happening, the restaurant was considered essential, but the gym was called non-essential. At the time, there was no vaccine, there was no solution, there was no guidance, and all they simply said was go home, lock in, and just wait it out.
6 feet.
That's what it really was. Yeah. I mean, just wait until you pass. And not to say that COVID wasn't real, not that people weren't affected. Obviously, we all know someone or were closely affected by it. When the time came, it was a difficult decision simply because imagine everyone's telling you to do something and you're going against it. And there's very few people that you can actually have a conversation about and have that support.
Well, remember, there was at that time, because we've already moved on to all these other petty wars, but even on Instagram, social media, people were going at it in the comments. It was a whole thing. If you were a gym owner and you were saying you're staying open, you'd have people spitting spitballs in the comments at each other left and right.
It was such a weird time. When you think about it now, it's such a weird time, man.
Yeah.
But you look back, a lot of people are like, it was stupid.
Well, that's where a lot of the fear mongering and that kind of stuff that you see now on social media came from.
I'll tell you, I don't mean to take your time, but I'm going to give you 2 seconds. The guy, remember I told you I got the hats done, right? Mm-hmm. His name's Santiago. I used to work with him back in 2018, 19. I hadn't seen him in forever, and he just calls out of the blue, hey, why don't you come by and talk? I miss talking to you, blah, blah, blah. He makes the 3 hats for us.
Right.
I don't talk to him all through COVID. And I was like, so we get in the conversation of COVID, And I said, how'd you do? Because he has a kidney issue. He said, I was really bad because of my kidneys. I got COVID and I had to go to the hospital, almost went on the ventilator. I was like, man, that sucks. You made it through. He's like, but my dad didn't. He said, my dad didn't make it. He said, and my 3 uncles didn't make it. I was like, oh shit. He had 4 people die in his family. So if you've never heard somebody die and you're like, it was
real, yeah.
Then you meet someone like that, you're like, okay, he might have a different perspective as us. Yeah. So I'm just like, on both sides, you're like,
Yeah,
like that's why I said, not that it wasn't real, not that people weren't affected, because I got COVID, right? And it was bizarre because I did lose my senses of taste, smell. I was bedridden for a week, right? And after the 12 days, I was like, okay, I feel better. But I quarantined just because my dad, he's 66, so I was like, the last thing I would want to do is get him sick.
Right.
He still got sick. Right. He still quarantined, and he luckily was able to recover when other people didn't.
Yeah.
When that happened, when COVID started happening, I remember the health department shows up to our door. Right. At the time, we had already did some of the social distancing, separated the cardio machine 6 feet, right? Even spaced it out, indicated something.
Put tape on the ground.
We're a private facility, so I have access to my whole book of business. We were even taking temperatures at the door, creating a log. We're doing everything possible to be able to showcase that we have full control of our members.
Compliance.
Some type of compliance, because technically, interesting enough, if it was indoors, you weren't allowed. But if you had an outdoor section, you could be there.
Yeah.
How the fuck does that make sense? But what?
Yeah.
But Walmart, Home Depot still open.
Further outside.
Yeah, right. Because it can't just the particles can't go that way, right? With the gust of wind. So I was frustrated. The health department shows up. They were fining me $500 per occurrence, meaning every time they went out, they were just fining me. So it racked up to about $10,000 worth of fines. I talked to the lawyers. They're like, well, I mean, you're open, so you're still collecting memberships. They're like, how much are you making per day? I'm like, well, more than $500. She's like, well, let's stay open. Mm-hmm. So we did. I made a video online, and I simply shared my frustration on camera to say, look, guys, as COVID is developing, we don't know what's happening. But if you want a sense of normality, if you want somewhere to go where at least you can still be active and give yourself a fighting chance against this thing, because the only thing that we can really argue for is that the stronger the immune system, the better chance you have.
Yeah.
And all we're offering is fitness and wellness, because we offer the meal preps to feed you better and offer a space to work out the body, to have a
Flip the script a little bit, huh?
Yeah. And we had massive support. We had people coming out from every area, from the east side, the west side, even from the OC that came to visit us and supported us. So it really gave us a huge gust of wind into a business that we had just opened up with zero experience.
Because you guys took over a gym that was previously this CrossFit gym or something.
It was
like
a CrossFit space, boot camp classes, and we were attempting to partner up with another local gym to come in and basically bring in 2 books of businesses. That way it would have been turnkey, just some branding. It was going to be a powerhouse, so we called it Madhouse, right? William, my business partner, is the one that came up with the name. And we were very optimistic in being able to have a really solid strategy in opening up this gym and being widely successful from day one. Mind you, the partnership fell through. So we didn't acquire that book of business. The other partners, they went back to their gym. The existing book of business that I tried to grandfather in, turns out that the owner was very, very much mishandling his clientele when it came down to payables and balances. And he had so much. He had a secret book that I wasn't aware of. And so when he pitched me the actual receipts for the monthly recurring, it wasn't even 10% of what it really was. So from us thinking that we're going to open up day one with 300 members, it was 0. And we had to build it up. And luckily, our philosophy has always been, if you build it, they will come. And we fought teeth and nail. I have an amazing team. And because of our good reputation with Macrofit over the years, we are in 5 years now with a thriving business. We're at 1,200 members. Now our price point is 150, and we have a wait list of 170.
That's awesome, man.
That's badass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You have the reverse problem of most gyms.
Right.
Well, most gyms, and I want to talk about it because this is how we met.
Yeah.
Gym launch last year, they talk about how typical gyms, they just undercharge, right? And
Dude, we got so many of those good stories.
they undercharge, and they it's a pricing war to the bottom.
Yeah.
Because
It's a race
try
to the bottom of the market.
it's a race to the bottom, because all of the promotions, I see what some of these local gyms are doing, and they're devaluing themselves so much, thinking that that's the
Yeah.
play that's going to get
Mm-hmm.
them to get more people. But then it just creates an animosity within the memberships, because if you sign up at 150, but I do this Black Friday promo that now you can get it for 110, 100, how does that make you feel?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so now, oh, you know what? They cancel, and it's just it's bad.
Perception in pricing is so weird, because you can show the same pair of shoes to me on a good day and I'll give you 150.
I have
You
a
show
funny
me on a
story
bad
about
day, I'm not giving
You're not
you
gonna-
150.
no.
So
So-
it's the perception. It's so weird.
Really quick, I have a background with the restaurant industry because of Macrofit. We started this kind of sister company called Fuego Tacos, and we started doing all the music events. We're into EDM. We like to party a little bit. We got picked up by Insomniac, so we're doing all of their music events. EDC, you're talking about day trips. So we're partying for free because we're getting access to the events. You talked about perception of pricing and value. Because of the industry and understanding of, how to manage operations, assembly lines, you name it, we had have you guys seen the movie The Founder?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys remember when he's
McDonald's.
when he's in the parking lot, the basketball court, doing all the chalk with the layout and the systems, the operations, the flow, right? This like the flow of the equipment. Where does this have to be to create a nice little flow where there's no bottlenecking? My brother's amazing when it comes to that, and so we would go to these events and master the flow. So you would go to the front line, order your tacos, they would be ready to go in less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right. So we're banging.
It's almost
them
kind of
out.
like a Starbucks keeps their drive-through time down
Boom.
type of thing.
Like
right?
we would literally go and clock it. Boom, boom. Our mission was for you to come in, eat, and go party. Like that was it, right?
Yeah.
So
Bad mistake. Worst fucking mistake. You would think, right? I got all your expression like, oh,
I was like,
yeah.
genius, dude.
Fucking genius. Bad mistake. Let me paint the picture to you. You have a full lineup
Sense
of
urgency.
of vendors.
Yeah.
You got smash burgers, chicken strips, fish tacos. You have pizza. You name it, right? They all have lines
Right.
except yours. What's the first assumption about that?
Your
place?
stuff sucks.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's like the club, man. That line to get into the
There you go.
club.
You don't want to be. No one wants to be the first person to jump in, type of thing.
Yeah.
And
Makes
what
sense.
what I fucking had to do, I couldn't realize it.
Can't win.
I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm like, huh. This is a tactic, I don't recommend it. I started getting samples, like one pieces.
Yeah.
I would go next to someone in the line, like way back where, and I'm like, hey bro, look, we're giving out samples. Someone ordered this, they didn't want to eat it. You want it? And oh yeah, they try it. Like, bro, this is fucking amazing. Yeah, there's no line. Go check it out. Boom. I didn't even start having some of my friends just make
Instant
line.
fire.
Just fucking. That's why we call it fuego, because it was instant fire. So just make line. Just pretend you're in line, just to create that perception of value.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to do that, man. Home Depot has a similar story about how they opened their business. Then when they didn't have enough inventory to like stock their shelves,
Yeah, just
so it's
keep
like
it, hold it.
perception of
there's
having
ways.
inventory. Yeah.
It's like one of those, you ever seen on the streets of like New York, those guys that do the freaking little tricks and stuff?
Yeah.
You see, and they all, like, there's like 10 dudes and they're all betting. It's 10 of their friends are betting, right?
Yeah.
You're like, it's kind of like that same perception.
But going back to the perception with Madhouse, early on, we're like, okay, well, we only have, at the time, it was only 10,000 square feet. And then we acquired the outside area, added 3,000 square feet, so in total 13. There's been different phases. So we went up to 500 members and then we capped it, only because we only had limited equipment. I never wanted to just pack it in and have a very poor member experience, because one, Cudahy, like what's in Cudahy? No one.
I didn't even know what that was.
You're like, okay, where is
that?
Where is that, right? And so we were like, okay, well, we need to be able to have the best elevated experience. How do you do that? You have to preserve it, because I want you to come in and have an amazing workout with the vibes. You don't have to wait for equipment. It's clean. You have a friendly staff, hospitality, and there's other like-minded, high-performing individuals in the room. So how do we do that? Higher price point and control the
The price
actual-
point's the dress code.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Control the capacity.
What type of equipment did you guys get when you guys opened the?
Early on?
Well, yeah. Take me through. Okay,
which
so
one?
so where you started
Where we
and
started to where we are now.
yeah.
Oh.
Give me the evolution. What do you got?
That's awesome. No, from the beginning, it was everything refurbished. Anything that we had, some of the stuff that we bought because of the purchase of the gym. So we just literally had to refurbish it. We did after the first 6 months, we got a little bit of capital going, and then we're okay. We got to do it a first reinvestment. We went with Arsenal,
Okay.
but then COVID. So guess what?
Production time.
20 to
turnaround
40
time.
week lead time.
Holy smokes. Yeah.
And so we imagine paying a deposit and not getting that for
Your cash is just gone
weeks,
for,
bro.
yeah.
Steve, from I don't want to butcher it. He was just here yesterday. He's one of the biggest wholesalers for equipment in the nation. He just stopped by.
So you guys had Arsenal. Did you guys ever have like just kind of starter stuff like hammer strength, basic stuff like that?
Basic stuff that our one of our buddies, Manny, he actually he would give us a call, send us a picture, like, hey, this gym just went out. You want it? He's like, I could powder coat it for you. Well, yeah, awesome. So we just started racking it up like that.
So mix and match.
Oh
pieces.
yeah. We're more of the graunchy kind of like raunchy side of it. Iron plates, loud music, kind of just. They ain't no better sound than 245s hitting clank clank clank.
There's not one manufacturer out there that just does everything.
That does everything.
Though,
No.
right? So you gotta mix it up, I would assume.
You have to. But going back to we've had to learn. Like I mentioned earlier, we had a background when it came down to restaurant, not the gyms, not the operators. No, we weren't operators. We were wanting to partner up with operators in hopes that with our skills and resources, we would have been able to be successful. When we noticed that we were not on the same frequency, we were moving and operating at the same rate, speed, vision, I terminated the negotiations and we didn't move forward. So we had to learn throughout the whole process. But like I mentioned, I have an amazing team that now 5 years down the road, it's crushing.
So you guys had to get dialed in, but being in the food space or restaurant space or food service industry is one thing. A lot of people want to own a restaurant. A lot of people want to own a bar. A lot of people want to own a gym. These are considered sexy industries. And what's on the outside, like, yeah, I own a gym. Wow, that's dope. Oh, I own a restaurant. I own a bar. That's dope. But then again, when you see the profit margins, like we talked about this, and what I like about you and William, and I never had the opportunity to meet your brother, Memo. He wasn't there in Florida when I met you, right?
No, but you'll get along with him.
Yeah, and he's a big dude, right?
He's a big dude.
He seems like a vibe. But I did spend a lot of time around you and William during that trip to Florida. And we talked about that. You were very open. You're like, yeah, do we do X amount of dollars a year and our profitability is X amount? And I remember hearing that and I was like, it's crazy, but it also makes sense. But on the outside, when people are listening to this, they're watching this, and someone wants to go, I'm going to buy a gym. It's like, yeah, man, you better have some thick skin and you better know what you're doing. You better have systems and processes. You better have your people that you can rely on and call on. Or some sort of backbone to survive.
Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by White Rabbit Energy. If you don't know what White Rabbit Energy is, it's an alternative form of energy drink. No caffeine, no stimulants. It is a kratom infused energy seltzer, and it's absolutely awesome. My personal favorite is the watermelon. But if you're looking for where to find White Rabbit Energy, you can just go to whiterabbitenergy.com, and we are proudly partnered with them here at Winning Daily.
Yeah.
I'd say, Arturo, can you walk us through the different profit centers that you have at Madhouse? Because one thing that I noticed through the combo is the amount of square footage, even if it was like on the very cheap side, $1 a square foot, rent is at least $10K a month.
Right.
And it sounds like you're making smart decision when it comes to monetizing each square foot. You know,
Maximizing revenue per square foot.
With food, you mentioned coffee bar, and then membership, and then trainers.
Yeah. So Gym Launch was amazing. GymCon was amazing because it gave me so much understanding of the things that I was kind of doing already, but there was no real. I didn't have a definition. I didn't have an understanding of it.
Yeah.
Did you sign up with them?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So and I'll give you guys a little bit of context with it. So because we opened up during COVID. COVID was, it was a storm, but this storm allowed us to have a lot that washed away in our direction.
Mm-hmm.
I did feel that in order for me to be able to become a better leader, better CEO, I needed to make sure that success wasn't accidental.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with Kale, even with Miguel, the first time I met him. And because he asked me, like, well, what are you doing here? Like, you sounds like you're crushing it. And I told him, like, yeah, but I don't know how the fuck I got here.
Yeah.
At least you're honest, man. Most people say it the other way. It's all about me.
Yep.
I'm like,
That's one of the
I don't know
biggest
how
things you
fuck I
see
got
too,
here.
generally.
Because I could tell you what I did, but I can't tell you what lever I actually fucking pulled to get this result.
Right.
And I remember when I met, and you talked about transparency, I met Miguel for the first time at the lobby bar at the hotel in Orlando. And
Referencing
Miguel Aguilar,
Yeah,
from Self-Made.
Self-Made.
So did you recognize him from social media?
I did. Well, he was behind me. I was enjoying a drink with my business partner William, and then our videographer Sean. It was before day one, and we just got there, checked in, thinking about going out to dinner, and we're just at the bar, just having a drink. And next thing you know, I hear Will, oh, that's Miguel. And I'm like, Miguel. And I look over, and it was Miguel. I got it for Self-Made. I had seen tons of videos, all his videos through social media throughout the years. Cool cat. I mean, I never met him, but just this persona was always dope. Like the tattoos, jiu-jitsu, just standing on business, right?
Yeah.
And William right away just calls him over, like, hey, Miguel. And then he walks over, and he just starts talking to us.
Yeah.
Just starts chopping it up with us. Like, hey, what brings you guys? And we tell him a little bit about us. We show him a video of Madhouse. He's like, oh, that looks dope. How are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, we're doing well. And then Grant Cardone always talked about it. Show me the money.
Mm-hmm.
You could talk about it, but show me the money. And so
Were you already a part of Gym Launch, or
no. I was
joined
there
after
just
that?
because I wanted more understanding of
Yeah.
how to become a better operator.
So you signed up when we saw you. You signed up that year.
Yeah. When I was with Miguel, I'm like, look, this is what we're doing. These are some of our numbers. And then I showed him. I showed him last year's tax returns on the spot, not to like flex, but simply because like, if the more I'm able to give you to tell you where I'm at, perhaps the better you can guide me as to where I want to go.
Well, you understand that he understands that 90% of people in this business are full of
Sure.
Yeah.
Not just this business. I would say
I think every
the
business.
world.
Every fucking business.
Yeah.
hand in a bunch of industries. But
And
I'll
we
tell you
talked
what,
about it in
man.
private. Yeah.
I'll tell you what. In this industry,
I like what you
it's
said
prevalent. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad because it's Instagram. It's
It's
driving this. I'm driving.
It's the highlights, right?
Yeah.
But then I also had that same transparency with Miguel, because right away he opened up his drive and he showed me one of the locations, and then he started showing me everything. And then he asked me the one question. At the time, I don't know what the fuck it was. He's like, what's your churn rate? I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know what that is. And he looked at me, he was like, the fact that you actually said that you don't know what that is it's a good thing. Trust me. And then from there, he explains to me, and then later on throughout the whole conference, that's all he fucking talked about.
And the reason why he asked you that was because if in retrospect, if you rewind maybe 2 years before then, someone had asked him that.
Yeah.
And we always talk about this in the Winning Daily platform. One of the biggest qualities I look for in leaders is they have an ounce of humility. Like, can you
you got to have that, you know?
without humility, and he had that. He had humility enough to say like, hey man, like this is what it is. And he's like, I've never been
ownership.
He said, I've never been more, to quote him indirectly, he said, I've never been more embarrassed in my life when I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And he was like, to get to the level where I was at and I didn't know that. And it was actually, I believe, Kel and them that asked him that. Yeah. And so that's why he brought in the players that he brought in on the team at headquarters. We were starting to track all that.
That's smart. And he was really good at that because you only have to do that once. Right? You don't have to.
Right.
If you don't have an ounce of humility, like let's say you admit that you don't know something and someone teaches you, you only have to go through that one time. But if you don't ask, you have to go through it for the rest of your life. So he knew that I could solve this problem right away, and that was, to me, that was an admirable part of who he was.
The ego, because to be at any level, right, and say, you know what, I know that, especially when perhaps you should, right? But again, that's why I knew why I was there, because we had a level of success, and I couldn't. If you can ask me, I can like, well, fuck COVID. Like I didn't want that to be our
defining
defining thing, right? Because then you said earlier, it's you capture the lightning in the bottle once. Like, if you don't have an understanding,
how can you replicate
a structure? How can you replicate? How can you repeat that process if you don't know how you even got there in the first place?
Every entrepreneur has their like 15 minutes where like, hey, I crushed it, and it's like, well, how many times can you do that over and over and over? There's a difference between being good and great, and this dude's been able to do that in everything that he touches, especially in the gym space, and going from not being a gym owner to owning a gym, buying gyms, and you've bought 2, right? And flipped 2 for profit.
Bought 2, built 2, sold 2.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And go touch him, dude.
I'm gonna make my way over there.
Well, he was.
Yeah, collaborate.
And networking hard, like you said.
And we you came to Gym Launch 2 that year. One of the cool things about Gym Launch that I really enjoyed, just to learn
perspective.
And in the breaks, I remember talking to you, and you come up with your backpack on. You're like, "This is a refresher." Like, I knew these things, but to hear it and be reiterated.
Dude, are we pitching Gym Launch right now?
Right. Well, I know, like, because I'm in a franchise, I was like, oh, it wouldn't make sense. But I thought to myself, like, if I was independent, Gym Launch, the value that they bring at that price point is a no-brainer.
It's an irresistible offer, and that's exactly what Alex created way back when.
Yeah, because and I would say to put perspective on it, because the price tag on it is a lot. Yeah. It's like $42K or some
a year.
Just paid up front 25. That's what I did. That's a deal that they have.
Do they really?
That's a smoking deal.
That's a pick that I did.
And to put context on that, at the time,
I'll tell you when I made it back to you. But go ahead.
I think I had two locations, and between paying the marketing company that's owned by corporate and plus 6% royalty of monthly revenue, I was paying $42K or so per location.
Yeah.
And so, like, if I were independent and had and then hired Gym Launch, I could only imagine then I would instantly gain back $42K,
right?
Because
it paid itself.
Yeah, it would pay for itself. It would be a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
But being in a franchise, it's a non-negotiable.
What's their what is their repeat sign on? Is it pretty strong?
I don't know that number.
I didn't still part of it.
No, I didn't. I didn't renew only because, and I'll share and I'll be fully transparent. Because of the fact that I had that location and I was already at capacity. Right. Not to say that there wasn't internal plays that I could run, and I did run an internal play and we crushed it.
But you were like, I need more square footage.
What was that?
You need more square footage.
Right. And so we already had the 1,300 square feet. We already had 1,000 members, and we were already at full capacity. Meaning, I didn't have any more memberships to offer. But going back to the levers, right? I remember on one of the presentations, Kel really gave a clear explanation that every member has 5 wallets: gym membership, nutrition, apparel, supplementation, and training. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do supplementation. I got a wholesaler contract with vendors to be able to start offering nutrition supplements at the shop. Awesome. Nutrition, I already had that covered with MacroFit, right?
Yep.
Apparel, okay, we rocked and rolled. We did that, right? And now the personal training. The personal trainer internal play that I did was I offer a scholarship. I did a full campaign that they gave me, play-by-play on Instagram, scripts, posts, IG, lives, you name it, announcing our very first Madhouse $5,000 16-week scholarship. That I was going to gift someone a $5,000 scholarship for training that was including the membership, the PT, you name it, everything. A full transformation, 16 weeks. All you had to do was go on to the click below, do the application, submit, and then wait for the announcement. I did that. It was a 7-day campaign. I had 540 applicants.
Wow.
Bang, bang.
540 applicants that signed up, right? Internally and locally, because they were started sharing it. And I read every single application.
There's going to be one scholarship?
There was supposed to be one scholarship, right? I read them, and I was so heartfelt, I had to award 3.
Oh, wow.
So I awarded three. So it was $15,000 of scholarships that I awarded. But then I had 537 leads.
Yeah.
In which then I simply awarded them a partial scholarship to say, hey, look, you apply for a reason. There's a pain point in your life. You want change.
Yeah.
We can help. You got a partial scholarship. Let's set up an appointment. Come in and we'll talk. And I'll make you an offer how you can apply that scholarship to the training. And if it works out, we can start working together. And my assistant started booking me. I was doing 8 to 10 appointments a day. Wow. And I was able to get $90,000 collected in the first 3 weeks by myself.
That's huge.
By myself. So I was able to recover the first initial investment.
So you just discounted what you were already selling, right?
Yeah.
Smart.
I had to hire certain trainers that I wanted to work with to do the fulfillment. So, but it was semi-private, so up to 4 people. So time slots, I would stack 4 to 1 time slot, 1 trainer, and then I just fulfilled.
Yeah, you have to make sure that you're choosing a trainer that can handle small group or semi-private like that.
Yeah. And that's where there's a big hole. I ran that play. I thought we were going to crush it. There was trainers that I had already worked with and some that I brought on, but they had experience. But you said it earlier, trainers have what?
Trainer brain? Is that what you're talking about?
Brain, yeah.
Trainer brain?
And so there was an expectation and there was a disconnect because I trusted but didn't follow through. I didn't follow up on my end, and I take full ownership of that. And so the 16 weeks completed, I obviously had events, I had boot camps where we all would come together and we would talk, but it wasn't what I expected. And then in retrospect, it's because I had never been a trainer. So my expectations were false. And that exposed me quite a bit, because that's when I talked to you a little bit earlier to say, you know what the fuck's going on? I have a meal prep company, so I could feed you. I could teach you how to track your macros, how to identify, how to sustainably change your body through the understanding of proper nutrition. I have a 13,000 square foot facility with decent equipment where you can, and it's private, where you can have a space where you can come in consistently and crush it. Why aren't more people fully transforming into the best version of themselves? So that missing element was accountability, coaching.
Yeah. We talk about that with trainers. The reason why someone hires a trainer or a coach in the first place is accountability, motivation, or results. It's one of those 3 things. That's it. And it could be all 3. It could be 2 of the 3. Maybe you'll get the results. Like the results are a byproduct of the accountability. Accountability. Some people like to be tortured. Like if it's me, I'm like, throw me in the fire. But that individual is typically more fitness advanced. Correct. Right? They're more aware of their fitness journey.
They're already down the road.
Yeah. But the issue that a lot of people fall off with is accountability.
That exposed a big element that I wasn't aware of.
That too.
Yeah. And it made me realize like I need to go back to the drawing board. And from there, I'm like, well, fuck, that happened here. And I looked around all my other trainers. I'm like, this is happening across the board. So I need to be better to be able to help them and lead them.
Do you think that part of your like entrepreneurial mindset was like, fuck it, dude. Yes, accountability. Like I don't want to ask people to do something that I haven't done or I'm not doing. That number 1, and then number 2. Do you think it was like, I'll carry the boats and the logs. Like I'll pull the weight and I'll do this shit too.
It comes from this. It comes from the same core belief that you're responsible for your successes, you're responsible for your failures, and it starts with you. And if you have that sense of ownership in any aspect in your life, it translates and it's contagious.
That accountability when you started, if you would have just opened the door and had 300 people sitting in there, you'd be a different person right now. Seeing the bottom first to start off with, I'm that type of person. I'm like, I like to go through the shit because I need to see how this really works. Probably is going to help you down the road, and you might not even know it. But I know, I have a good feel for you. I know you know that already. So
and you learn it through that process.
Yeah,
you learn it simply because you got to open the hood and just peek in, understand how it works.
90% of people in your situation like that, opening up, they're like, dude, that just quit. I'm done, dude. This is too much for me.
Well,
I'm not gonna raise no bitch. I'm sorry.
Well,
Pressure is a privilege.
We talked.
It's pressure's a privilege.
We talked about that too we have 2 other business partners, and you probably met. Well, at least Adam was there.
Yeah.
But you probably met Adam.
I remember
too.
Adam at the table. Yeah.
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 Briefly. And he was the owner. They've rebranded now. He was owned Self-Made Long Beach.
Okay.
He's an entrepreneur, and
I've heard great things of him because I have a lot of trainers. I know some of his trainers.
you probably know Jason even more so from Self-Made Chino Hills and
West Covina.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
and West Covina. So
Everybody knows Jason, right?
yeah, and so
I met Jason way back when.
you guys did a show together.
Yeah.
He mentioned that. He mentioned it in like San Diego or something like that.
Yeah.
And those we brought those two are also partners with us here at Winning Daily.
awesome.
So they're rebranding and that.
What you guys are doing is amazing, and there needs to be more of it. I just got off the phone, and perhaps Andrew, this will go a little bit more with you because I got off the phone with one of my mentees, and being able to share and not gatekeep, being able to help other people is much needed today. Simply because there's so much misinformation. There's so many women in the red dresses walking around, so many distractions that if there's someone that's actually been able to do the work and has a tangible result and give you a roadmap, that is the ultimate cheat code. And for me, the last 12 months, I've invested over $75,000 in just coaching, mentorships. I have 4 coaches at the moment, and I can say that I wouldn't be who I am today if it wasn't because of them. And I'll continue to do even more coaching. When it comes to you, Andrew, being able to understand both the dynamics of being under a franchise owners know other franchise owners. And for you to be able to then share through the platform the struggles, the successes, the hacks, the intricacies, the POVs, other resources, other people, then that's where it's at.
Yeah, it's huge. What were you gonna say about accountability or something?
It doesn't matter whether you're 5 or 35 or 55. No one likes having to explain what they do, why they do, right? So it's like when you're supposed to do something and let's say you didn't do it, no one likes to have to explain the reasoning why they didn't do it. And it's like whether it's my 4-year-old child, 24-year-old employee, 54-year-old, whatever, no one likes to have to explain why they did something. And then
Or did he do something?
So people will travel to the path of least resistance. And in order to avoid that pain, they will then do what they're supposed to do so that they don't have to feel that like, oh.
And it's interesting that I just had, and I'll go back a little bit later on when it comes to the coaching. So I have weekly
That's at every
calls
level.
At every level, because there's always different levels to it, right?
Yeah.
I have my private mentorship group. It's a men's group that I work with, and we were talking about the lack of certain executed tasks, and I asked the question, why? What was so busy that you couldn't do this one thing in the last 7 days? And I saw exactly what you're talking about, the having to dig in and explain and really say it out loud.
Yeah.
And once you do that, you're like, fuck, I feel like a bitch. Like, because there is no excuse. I just didn't do it.
I'm a turd and I didn't prioritize it.
Right. And so guess what? Next week, right, in hopes that you learn that lesson, because now you have a reference as to, fuck, that didn't feel good. Let me not.
I have a quick question. I was like getting in the brain of the guests. What's one thing that you refuse to compromise with your trainers? Like, because I'm sure there's a lot of things that irritate you with them, but is there something that you will not compromise with them? They must do this.
A non-negotiable with the trainer.
Non-negotiable, man. You're going to do that. Like for me, like if I owned a gym, I've been to a million gyms with Gabe. We've done personal training and I've seen this. And to me, even thinking about it right now is just weird. Going into a gym and seeing a trainer wear slides on. And I'm
that's
just
part
like,
of it.
Dude, what are you I saw it so many, almost every gym has a trainer with slides on training.
Now, what are you communicating? Like what?
Or a wife beater shirt on, just looking like they rolled out of bed and they're training somebody and taking money from them.
I mean, you of all people understand the difficulties of being able to work with people that are independent contractors, right?
It's only so much you
There's
can
only
say
so much you can
Especially in the
say,
state of California.
especially in California. Now, my front, completely different story. My front of the house, different story.
Yeah.
The parameters, the actual accountability, I'll send them home. I'll write them up. I'll suspend them.
Yeah.
Through my operations manager William, for it being too wrinkled, for not showing up with the actual apparel uniform. That's different. But obviously we're really handcuffed when it comes to the independent contractors.
It's more carrot, less stick. with the
Very
independent
much. And
contractors.
even then, guys, I just mentioned, right, $75,000 of just coaching. And it was more so on self-development, but then online coaching, how to be able to create a successful business online. And
Totally different world.
complete different world,
The
right?
digital sale and the in-person sale.
Absolutely, right? The packaging, the ads, everything, the modules, everything.
The psychology.
We talk about that all the time.
So
the
when we-
growth of that, man.
When we talked about school and all that, like that's where I'm at right now. And I just went live with the A-Star coaching. I started running ads, and I'm going through. I had to build out a full setter team, closer team, my VA, you name it. It's now it's a functioning machine
Yep.
where I launched Tuesday at 9 in the morning, and then yesterday in less than 24 hours we had our first $1,000 day, which was awesome.
go.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Awesome. So I'm getting the threads already hitting, and they're already wanting to, they're hyping each other up, and so it's awesome to see. But the reason why I'm touching on it is because what I wanted to do is, okay, like I said earlier, I wanted to first know how to do it. So I ventured out to the deep end to get the knowledge, the systems, to be able to come back to the house and then start having all of these resources available for my trainers. I've had 2 5 to 6 hour masterminds with them already in the last 30 days, where I break down exactly how to be able to create a ebook through typeset. From there, how to package that, add it to your school community, add them to the ecosystem, create automations.
So you're training your trainers how to get onto school?
Correct.
Savage.
Correct.
So that's
teaching
that's a lot. And if you're a trainer or a fitness professional watching this, you're like, you just went, oh shit, like that's
No,
next level.
I'm giving them, not only giving them like how to do it, I set up my laptop and I'm showing them exactly how I'm doing, like step by step. From there, automations with their Instagram with Go High Level, right? So I'm up there, full class. I'm like, hey guys, how many times are you working with a client and then you get a DM saying, hey, I'm interested? By the time you finish a client, by the time you eat, by the time you go home, shower, take a shit, relax, how long has that lead just been sitting there?
Yeah.
Right? So how about if I could tell you that lead can already start having the conversation with themselves, already giving you information, and you're not even
Because they could be intimidating from the lead standpoint. You're reaching out to a personal trainer, and maybe this girl's super fit or this guy's super fit, and you're coming off of having a baby, or like you're just
It's
kind
hard
of
to just send a DM.
yeah, and then
It's
you're like,
They feel
Andrew has the
important.
stats on that. It's like, would you say if you don't answer that lead in 5 minutes, what is
You
the
lose
percentage?
30%?
Like 90% or something?
Yeah, Alex Ramosi talks about that.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I think Harvard did a study.
Study, yeah.
It's like the speed to lead.
Right.
And
What is it? I remember you used to.
I think if it goes beyond 5 minutes, it's like 80%.
Drops.
Yeah.
And then the more time that passes on, that percentage just chops in half.
Is that why you started Sammy, pretty much?
Yeah, because if you think about it also from the consumer standpoint, like, and in the world that we live in, we want instant gratification. That person may have sent a DM to 2, 3, 4, 5 other people.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it'll go first to contact, first to contract.
Yeah.
And that's how it was in the Marine Corps recruiting environment. I was in the Marine Corps.
I was about to say, I could feel that.
I knew
And
I knew where Kudahe was because I managed the recruiting office in Montebello. And,
out to 60. Yeah.
and I was a recruiter in Lakewood. But when it comes to like high school seniors, between Marine Corps, Army, Navy, Air Force, if someone was in between, let's say Army and Marine Corps, it was first to assuming that they're qualified. It'd be first to contact, first to contract.
Yeah.
The kid would join the military branch that spoke to them first.
Really?
100%. A lot of the times.
It's not touches. It's not like, hey, this guy hasn't called me at all, and you called him 3 times. Are you guys competing?
well, I think it's the avatar, right? Like the individual wants to go to the military, and I mean, dude, just be honest. Like, look at I've never been in the military, but I would assume like you watch the commercials and it looks cool to like jump out of a fucking plane and the helicopter and the machine guns and. Dude, think about who they're marketing to. That is a marketing. The military is a business. I don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah. No, it is.
It's a
the
huge
biggest marketing
business.
company on the planet, right?
Yeah.
recruiter
Well,
for us.
you were in the Navy and you were in the Marine Corps, so it makes
No,
sense.
it does make sense because I could have went in the Marine Corps. My brother did, but I wanted to go. I wanted to see the world in Marine Corps. you're taking a chance of doing that.
I thought you were going to talk some shit right now. I thought you were about to talk some shit right now.
No. I mean, the Marine Corps would have been cool, but I mean, I don't know, dude.
He's like, I like to stand up when I pee.
Honestly, my ASVAB score was a lot higher.
Oh, there we go. I was kind of baiting this a little.
A pen, not a crayon.
Hey, dude, I was waiting for this.
But yeah, going back to it, I showed them. I had all of them DM me on the spot with the call to action that I have already on my headline for my Instagram. They got the automation. The pre-qual pops up, boom, boom, boom. They fill it out. I get the information, and then I literally just called one of the guys on the spot. I walked away from the actual table. I went to the corner. I'm like, hey, Jess, this is Arturo from ASR Coaching. Just real quick, this isn't a sales call. I just want to make sure that you're interested in this call. You did the pre-call, right? That's you? Because, sometimes people just kind of opt into shit they don't want. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, it's me. Awesome. Look, if it's something that you really want to move forward in the next, week or so, I could have someone call you tomorrow at a better time. So I'm giving them training as to how to become better sales rep too. But they're blown away as far as being able to collect that data, right, and have those automations in place. I'm like, look, I just got 15 leads from just, let's say I made a video on Instagram story. I just got 15 leads that I can have someone at home setting for me. And this is what I want to help you build. And I told them my selfish and my selfless reason. I'm like, look, guys, I love you. You've been helping me since day one, because I told you earlier, my retention is amazing. They've been there since the beginning. So they've helped me build to where I am today.
They're part of your community.
Absolutely. So I want to make sure that I'm like, look, I want you guys to be here because you want to be here, not because you have to be here.
It's funny you say that.
I don't want you to be a 45, that's nothing wrong with being a 45-year-old trainer, but because then you can't go on vacation, you can't do anything else, because if you're not training, you're not earning. So I don't want that for you. And because of the space that we're going to, I want to help you build your online business to where you're generating an extra $10,000 a month and you're crushing it both in person and online, because then I just doubled your income. And if you're going to be here, cool. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But guess what? It's going to spread, because other trainers in the area are going to find out that, hey, this place is not only legit for their clients, but they take care of their trainers. And now I'm going to have a wave of new cats wanting to come in here. And so it's okay if you leave, because you'll be replaced. But I was able to help you be at a different place in your life. I made an impact in you. You helped me. Mutual benefit. We could both go our separate ways if you want to. But if you still want to roll with me and build, and next down the road, you want to partner up with me at a location because you're making extra money on the side, just fucking do it.
Yeah, they were born from within the system.
Yeah, and so who better to be able to help me scale to other locations than someone that was with me for 10 years, right?
I get it, yeah.
That's the way that I pitched it. So I told them, my selfish reason is because I need your testimonial. I need you to fucking level up, because I need to be able to show proof of concept. Mm-hmm. My selfless reason, I already told you. If you're able to make money on the side and be with your kids or travel the world, and I was able to be a positive impact, fucking do it. So that's what I've been doing now.
Do you guys ever have clients that were at Madhouse and then they become a trainer with you? Have you guys ever had that?
Yeah.
Hey, Ian, can you turn the AC on, man?
With that same original program that I launched, MH6, that was the original name, and then it evolved to the ASR Rebuild Protocol. The first wave, I have three individuals that have gone through my entire, now in December, it'll be a whole year. The program's called The Identity, because I want to give you the discipline to become undeniable in less than 12 months.
That's pretty cool. It seems like all these little ideas you're turning into these little concepts you're actually
they're part of his brand. I was like, he's taking ideas and he's sewing them into his brand. That word undeniable that you just said right now, it's a funny thing. You said something else a second ago, and I said it's funny that you said that. Just doing business with someone because you want to and doing business with someone because you have to is not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Those are two completely different things.
Yeah.
One, I enjoy this. Two, I resent this. And one has a high propensity for growth and one has a high propensity for failure. But also too, like our thing is winning daily, brand, build, scale. Like that's it. Yeah. Brand. Without a brand, you're not going to be able to build, and then you're not going to be able to scale. And you guys are scaling. Madhouse is scaling. You guys are growing. You're maximizing revenue per square foot.
It's a movement.
Call it a movement.
That's why it's a movement. Everything's tying into it. And this is part of why I invested so much into the coaching, because all this has, I wish I could say I made it all up, but it's been a contribution of all the coaching that I've been able to get. And so with that, being able to give them these resources is for them to be able to scale and help me in that process of becoming a bigger brand.
undeniable.
And become
I like
undeniable.
that word. That word has always been something I've posted on my stories for years. I've used that word. To become undeniably great at something, that is the real goal.
Yeah, you gotta have confidence too. When did you realize that Madhouse wasn't a place just to train, but it was a movement? Did you walk in one day and you're like, it's humming, there's a vibe, man.
Absolutely. And it's
What did you
interesting.
know?
I realized that when people just wouldn't leave, like they would just hang out, and
Yeah,
we
8
have
hours.
around. Yeah, I'd leave to my office. I live down the street. My office is down the street in the same complex, and I'll come in, check in with the staff, do a walkthrough. Gabe's still there. I go to the office, work for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I come back, Gabe's still there. I go out to lunch. I come back, Gabe's still there. I'm like, what the fuck?
Not a trainer.
Not a trainer.
Oh,
a member.
whoa, okay.
A member.
Okay.
Right. So we realized quickly that Madhouse was more than just a gym. It was a movement, and it was a third space. So you have home, where you have to go to sleep, shit, relax. You have work, where you have to go and earn. What do other people do after that? If you give them a third space to where they can go, coexist, shoot the shit,
Find like-minded individuals in their own journey.
high performers, high achievers, right? Learn something, feed off of that energy, eat something, get a protein shake. We have sandwiches, we have macrofit there, catch a workout, and business has already been conducted on that table. Yeah, because it's that third space, and that made us realize, you know what, we have something special.
And also, you're going back to your membership for a second, like maximizing revenue per square foot. If you're watching this, you're not a gym owner, and you're like, what are these guys talking about? We're constantly looking for ways to make money and basically turn dollars per amount of square feet you have. So you have your trainers, you have your gym memberships, you have your supplements. You guys have MacroFit, which is a whole other baby that was born before the gym.
Right.
That's a meal prep service local here in Southern California.
Correct.
What's your service area with MacroFit?
Macrofit, it's crazy because I've done it all. I've expanded to 50-mile radius where we would deliver, and then we
That's
would
far shit.
it's
Yeah,
far
especially
shit.
with
Southern
California traffic. That's like saying I do 500 miles.
Correct. And from there we said, you know what, we need to be more tactical. We have to be more purposeful with it.
To spread out.
To spread out. And so from there we were like, hey, if we are going to do something like that, there has to be a hub. Meaning if Andrew's in the OC in Irvine, hey Andrew, this is MacroFit. We want to partner up with you. This is what we do.
So like remote kitchen or what is it?
No. So
drop-off site.
drop-offs.
Oh, okay.
Drop-offs. Yeah, exactly. Simply because remote kitchens, you're now just double Xing your payroll and overhead. You don't want to do that. My current facility is 3,000 square feet, commercial kitchen. We started from our residence, our house. I'll show
I remember you told me that story, dude.
I had 15 employees. It was a sweatshop. It was a trap house sweatshop.
Trap house with meal preps.
Correct. We live right on Piners and Tweedy, where it's a main interstate cross street in front of the park of Southgate Park. And let's say Mark would pull up Sunday morning, park inside the parking of the park.
Because there's nowhere to park in the street in front of your pad. Southgate
Hey, I'm here. I'm driving a BMW license plate, right? I'm like, hey, Mark, your total is 115, right? I'll have 2 runners, 2 girls run out with the house with bags, plastic bags, to go to the window. There you go, cash, boom, boom.
Your neighbors weren't like, what's going on? For real?
Everyone. There are people running around the park like, hey, ¿qué vendes? What are you selling? Like, comidas. ¿Está rico? Ven a probarlo. Like, it was that. And every single week, we were just fucking scared that the health department of the city was just going to fucking just knock on our door.
Because that happened.
It happens, but it didn't
said
happen.
it was DEA.
For 3 years. For 3 years, it never happened, except this one morning, Monday morning. So we would send out messages. We send out you the message, the menu Tuesday. You would have up until midnight Thursday to submit your order. That we had enough time to actually cook and clean, and then pick up Sunday morning. That way, Monday morning, the house, we would clean it. That way, it'd be back to normal. And Monday morning, I'm inside the house, and there's a fucking loud knock at the door. I look in the window, and there's 2 cop cars in front of my door. I'm like, fuck, the day's here. It's it, guys. This is it.
They thought it was drugs.
This is it. We're done. We got popped. We were so close to opening up our location. And I open the door, and they're like, is this MacroFit? And they're like, yeah, not today.
Who's asking?
Who's asking? He's like, and his tonality just switched, bro. He's like, oh, some of the guys get food from you. We want more information. We want to order. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, you got the protection now, though, right?
And then we crushed it. It took us 3 years. We raised $250,000 cash,
Nice.
bro,
Wow.
into opening up our own location around the corner. We were looking everywhere, Long Beach, downtown, Downey,
brick and mortar
for a
macro.
brick and mortar commercial kitchen.
Oh, sick.
But we're like, you know what? We already have 300 clients. We're prepping 3,000 meals a week. We're doing about $20,000 a week, bro.
Wow.
Because the rent was already getting paid. My dad was paying the rent.
Hell yeah.
The utilities, no insurance, no workers' comp. Like, we're crushing it. The worst mistake was going legit.
Yeah.
But there's no scalability with that. And there's no...
You'd be doing that.
We were living peacefully because I couldn't keep that money in the bank.
Yeah.
So I had it in the house. I imagine thinking that all of it can just be gone just like that. So it's a very uneasy sensation. So we invested in, we found a location around the corner because we're like, you know what? We don't want to go too far because of our clientele. We're gonna lose clients because we're not gonna know. We don't want to lose them because of distance.
Yeah.
And we opened up Q3 2017, and ever since then we've been rocking and rolling. Supplying meals.
What kind of food again?
It's custom meal prep. We do a full menu, 8 items, 8 different proteins, carbs, veggies. You can fully customize yourself. Since then, we've done protein by the pound, cooked or raw, depending on what you want.
So it's like meals by meal.
Very similar. Very similar. Yeah.
Okay. Can
I'm not plugging. Don't worry.
No. I mean, there's tons of them now. Even by locally, there's so many meals by meal. It's very popular. I've heard a lot about it.
She's getting big. I see her.
Yeah, and proud. My respects her because again, it's a very tough industry.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think and this just goes. I mean, I don't know if you guys diversify into multiple businesses. I always thought, well, it's the fitness and wellness space, and you know what's so different from gym and owning meal prep company, right? I love and I respect and I'm honored and I'm thankful for all the lessons that I got from the food industry to be able to apply that same skill set into the gym space because we run a tight ship. We maximize the front.
You gotta stay lean, man.
Gotta stay lean because of us coming from that food industry. But it's a completely different business.
You sell it online too?
We do.
Where do you sell it at?
Macrofitmeals.co. Yeah, you can order. You could go on there.
I'll plug that too, man.
Yeah, LA Macrofit on Instagram. Check it out.
Yeah, we'll put all the
We'll put everything.
all that in the description below.
Yeah.
And I tell people like and even that I'm gonna tell you guys now because I'm gonna go back and do it. I'm excited for you guys to see the difference in the shift. Macrofit, another one of those things that when we opened up, it was a blue ocean, meaning we didn't have any competition. We owned it all. So we had initial success, but we didn't have the skill set to be able to scale it, to really make it what it could have been. We missed a massive opportunity with Macrofit. Fast forward to Madhouse, I told myself and I promised myself that wasn't going to be the same mistake that I was going to make with Madhouse, simply because we have the brand, we have the name, we have the infrastructure. So now more than ever, we're going to push Madhouse to the next level to make it, if not a massive territory here in Southern California. Now, who knows? We can. I mean, you guys saw what EOS did with Golds. I mean, that was a massive power switch to be able to build a brand that's a movement.
Do you ever have like trainers or your clients, because you guys have both, that are requesting like certain pieces of equipment, certain brands of equipment? Because I know that's really popular right now, especially in the gym space. You see gyms like Total Recomp in Texas. You know what's up, dude. Like, you're in the fitness space, and I kind of want to hear more how you got into fitness space, like how your fitness journey, like personally, like working out in high school, I'm sure. But like, everybody likes equipment, right? And it's like when you go and it's kind of different, man. Like, you drive a Ford Raptor for a reason, you know? It's like once you drive the Ford Raptor, I doubt you want to go back to, you know, say the Ford Ranger or whatever it is, all right? You know? So once you work out on certain equipment, is there certain equipment? Obviously, I know Arsenal is cool. They were very popular, but there's a lot of big brands out there. Do you guys?
Absolutely. Now we've definitely we've looked across. Like we're going to every single convention. We're going to Germany early. Is it February or March for their next convention out there? Simply because there's massive brands now with Madhouse 2.0. We're carrying Panada, we're carrying Gym Lyco, Max Pump, Prime, you name it. Like
Prime's fire, Panada's fire. There's so many good brands.
Who's like the creme? Who's like the brand?
the thing there's some depending on your aesthetics. There's I mean Jim 80 is awesome. You know Greg personally. He's one of his main directors. It just depends on the feel, the aesthetics.
Yeah.
Even the look. Some are meaner, thicker. It just depends on what
Footprint in your gym, what you have space for, what you
Correct,
don't have
correct,
space for.
Correct.
What's your favorite brand?
I'd say probably Panada, Prime. Panada and Prime are good. Just depends on the piece.
Yeah, the piece.
Like there's certain ones that you get on and you feel like Superman because you can plate load it with everything, and then there's some that aren't. Like I'd say Arsenal has one of the best leg presses. Like their leg presses are fire. Yeah. But sometimes less is more, and then they get too advanced with designs, and then you're like,
there's just so many things when it comes to equipment. I wish William here, my business partner, was here. He has become a savage, a wizard when it comes to the equipment. So with Madhouse 2.0, we were gonna expand. We talked a little bit about that other location, but it was too close. Since then, that was 2 years ago. He has been relentless in understanding equipment, and not just understanding the equipment, but then also the lead time. Atlantis is one of the main companies that we do have a lot of their pieces, but it was 12-month lead time. Wow. So imagine that as an operator, imagine you're investing 50% of a deposit and you're not getting that piece. It's not generating for 10 months. It's a huge risk. It's rough.
Is all that stuff financed or it's cash?
We self-finance all of that. Yeah. Most of it. With Madhouse 2.0, we financed it through banks. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I remember hearing the conversation once, like to fill a 20,000 square foot gym. A lot of people don't realize how expensive it is.
depends on how bougie you want to go. You could go you could go basic and keep it basic. You can buy. There's a lot of gym equipment out there that's on a fire sale. Yeah, there's
companies that went under. So with that expansion that we did, we went through relentless in China. Never do that again.
Yeah.
There's certain companies that will
Crap.
I won't say crap. It's not. If you're paying $150 a month, it's because you have an appreciation for the equipment and you have
That's
an
why I asked that.
understanding of it. Right?
Because your
And
clientele-
the clientele sees right through it. So you'll get them for a month or two.
Yeah.
And then after that, they're gone. Simply because other companies down the street are making that investment that you talked about of $1 million for 50,000 square feet because of the build out. It's not only there's enough equipment, but there's certain amenities as well. And they have a community that they feel comfortable with to keep their business.
Do you think that's just for the boutique gyms like yours? Because the big box guys, they don't give a shit.
They're starting to.
Well,
They're starting to.
yeah.
They're going back and renovating all of them because of
Really?
it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Arsenal's going to start working with a lot more of the main franchises, such as like LA Fitness and 24, simply because they're catching on.
Really?
Well, a lot of those guys, like the big box commercial gyms, they're looking to be leaders in the health and fitness space. So they're doing more wellness. They're bringing things in. They have to maximize revenue per square foot because LA Fitness, their personal training is like something that it was like this slight little add-on, but they suck at it, right? We knew that as a fact.
There's no structure.
But then you go to gyms like EOS. I just recently got a commercial gym membership because there wasn't a gym nearby my house that was easy access that when I put my little ones to bed that my wife and I could just dart out to, besides a particular, I was going to say a Fitness 19. I never in my life been inside of Fitness 19, but the only reason why I go there is that piece of equipment that I don't have in my home gym, right? So my home gym got me, like I worked out at home for about 18 months, and then I was like, okay, let me go to a gym and then just pick up a membership. It wasn't for me, it was for my wife. But when we go there, I'm like, when I go there, and I forget how shitty a commercial gym experience is. The first thing they do is they lock you into a year contract. I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you fuckers do this. And there's like hidden fees, and then they pulled up ABC on the board, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not getting out of this contract, dude. You know what I mean?
It's all on page one. Dude.
I to cancel that motherfucker.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
You gotta send a letter, sign it with
On a
blood.
certain day of the week,
gotta-
at a certain time of the
At a certain
day.
time, also,
Yeah.
I think I canceled it twice, and
Yeah.
they're still charging me.
Press
Bro.
3 copies.
Yeah, I
3
called.
copies. One has to be affidavit. The other one has to be notarized.
Yeah. Bro, I called my wife when the guy was signing stuff. I was like, hey, look, babe. I just told in front of him. I said, hey, look, it's this much a month. This is what he wants. Like, you sure you want to do this? Because this is for you, not for me. And I was like, there's all kind of hidden fees and shit like that in here. And he starts laughing. He's cracking up laughing. And I was like, you want to do it? I was like, here, put the card on file. Let's just do it. Whatever.
That's why you use your Cash App card, man.
Yeah. Look,
Get a new one.
For what it is, it didn't hit me until like week 2, and I'm in there, and I come to a seated ham curl, all hammer strength equipment for the most part, and selectorized equipment, obviously. But it's a race to the bottom of the market. We talk about that with commercial gyms. And now you see the equipment that is so rudimentary compared to gyms like yours or another one where they have good quality equipment. So I go to get on the leg curl, and this dude comes up to me all out of breath, and he was like, "How many sets do you have left?" I'm like, I looked at him, I was like, I don't even know. I just sat down. And he was like, but he gets on the leg extension next to me, and I'm looking at him like, well, I actually wanted the legs. I'm like, do you want to work in? He was like, well, yeah, we can alternate in this and that. He starts like telling me how I'm gonna work out, and I was like, hey man, I have an idea. How about this? You take your set right there. This is all yours. Do your thing. And I was like, it clicked to me at that time. I was like, that is why this is that cheap.
Yeah,
that is why this is that cheap, because you're gonna get the price point is the dress
Experience.
code. Dude, I see more, and no offense to anybody, but I see more.
All offense to everyone.
Yeah. More fucking. More
respectfully.
More goofballs, dimwits, halfwits in this gym. And I'm not judging anybody. They're probably great people outside the gym, but their gym etiquette is fucking under the rug.
There's levels to everything, right? We talked about, like, I remember going back to my fitness journey, right? We all started at a commercial gym. For me, it was LA Fitness on the street on Firestone in Downey, which was one of the biggest, if not one of the highest producing one in California, because it's crazy how many
Still
people
go
go
to
to.
LA. That's
Very
where I am.
dense population, right?
It's just population.
I'm one of
Yeah.
those dudes that freaking you're thinking.
Well, you're working out on 6 different pieces of equipment. And you're
Just like
asking
a
people,
supersetting.
hey, how many sets do you have left? I'm using this.
I'm using that.
Mark's like,
No, that one.
I'm using that. It's like, dude.
I put my towel on that.
My Madhouse Fitness, dude, there's no one ever in there. There's like, honestly, when it's busy, there's like 40 people. It's so dead.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. And I always tell people, like, the reason it's expensive, for Madhouse, it's only expensive if you don't go.
Yep.
If you go 6 times a week, I guarantee you get your money's worth. And the relationships that you build, the aesthetics and the motivation that you'll see, you'll feed off of it. And it's
We guys have a lot of value there. Too.
Aesthetics
The
that
aesthetic.
you'll see.
the aesthetics that you'll see. And in a time where, again, lighting is so important. So guess what? Our posing rooms, our actual, even at a certain time in the night, we dim the lights because we have a lot of spotlights. And there's a cable flyer and there's a spotlight right on top of you, and you look fucking jacked. And people take pictures.
But
of it.
little things like that
Little things
go
matter.
far.
Absolutely.
One of the things that I noticed working over at Selfmade is it can be intimidating. How do you
Minimize the intimidation
The
factor?
45-year-old mom pass your place every single day, and you get her in the door and not scare the shit out of her.
We do.
you know?
We do every time. And we hear it consistently. The name, the color, the music. Oh my gosh, like, it's women are wearing like sports bras because they feel comfortable to do so. Guys are out there working out with a shirt. There's other gyms that I've heard in the area that have a strict shirt policy that you have to wear a shirt at all times. I'm like, bro, you're jacked. You're not jacked. You want to take your shirt off? Go ahead. There is a process to be able to do that, and for me, it's always been just come, just experience it. You'll see that it's worse in your head than it is here.
Either it's for you or it's not.
And it's
then
okay.
Yeah.
you kind of have to baptize them into the
that's the
fitness.
You have to indoctrinize them to say,
Can I take my shirt off at your place?
No.
no? It's,
He's like,
not because there's a policy, just I don't want to see it.
he's like, absolutely, absolutely,
I
the
personally
fuck
don't want
not.
to see it. But I hear all the time.
Class.
Yeah, he has large group fitness, and then there's Hunk right here with no shirt on, dog.
that's perfect.
In the class, I'm just sitting in
He's
a chair.
like, hey, bro, do you think he's like on Mean
walking
Girls?
with no
Like,
shirt.
she doesn't even go here, bro.
You don't even go here.
Hey, bro.
Going back to it, that third space, that's when we knew something was special for Madhouse. And then going back to, I don't think I answered your question, the original question, as far as my clients becoming trainers.
Yeah.
So they finalized the first. I didn't in waves, because when you tell someone, hey, I'm going to train you for a year, it can be a little intimidating and overwhelming. So I simply broke it up into phases, and those phases became my own programs that I started then creating.
Your methodology, your modality.
The curriculum, everything. And so then I started the Spark program, which is the first program, which is a 6-week just to jumpstart you. From there, the shift to create and give you the fundamentals to understand proper nutrition, proper progressive overload, stuff like that. and then the identity, which is 6 months, because then you can start seeing the patterns kind of just shifting into someone else.
This is for trainers?
No, this is for my clients.
Oh, okay.
And then from those internal clients, so B2C, they approached me to say, hey, like I
think I want to do something with this.
Yeah, I'm having amazing results, and I'm having people around me reach out to me. Every time I post, people are like, hey, Mark, you lost 25 pounds. You look great. What are you doing? And like, do you have anything for me? And I'm like, no, but let's. I talked to my mentor, and we put an offer together. So we called it the Vamos A Saro 6-figure trainer certification program that I started then doing internally, where it's a $5,000 investment, and I take you from literally A through Z to create your own coaching program.
How long is that program?
6 months.
6 month
6
program.
months, yeah.
And so you're taking a consumer
Consumer.
who was, let's say, beginner phase fitness level. You took them to intermediate, graduating to advanced. Because once you're to advanced, I believe that you can. That's how I look at anybody who's a individual. Say I look at Mark or Ian or anybody as a client. I say, you're either beginner, intermediate, or advanced. Which one are you? Like, I don't care. You're going in one of these pools. I don't care if you can swim. I'm pushing you in, and then we're gonna see how we can ascend you from there.
Yeah.
So you're taking a consumer and you're bringing them to fitness awareness, and as they're going through this, now they're like, hey, I like this. This is something I could see myself doing. And you have, so it's a $5,000 ask on a 6 month program, and you're basically teaching them from the ground up how to build your business.
Correct.
That's
Is that evergreen, or is there a start time and an end time?
So interesting enough, it was more so done with you in the beginning. With the it was literally, we have 2 weeks, 2 meetings per week. Plus, I have another coach that I'm working with. That was my mentor. He's coaching me, and then you have one-on-ones every single week, and it has start to finish. What I started noticing with that is it was too fast, because some of these individuals do have a life, families, right? With that, I'm still going through that process to really polish it, because if there's no implementation, there's no different result.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I felt like I gave you everything you needed in those 6 months, but then what? And we finalized our first wave, and then we went back.
How many people were in the first wave?
The first wave, it was a cohort of 4 people.
Okay.
And
They all started at the same time.
correct.
Okay.
Could you have taken more, or you?
I could have, but that was all internal. I didn't even pitch this. I didn't even.
guinea pig.
It was literally, they came to us, and so I literally just packaged it and then just sold it, and then we developed it. The next group that I want to do 10, right? And then from there, I wanted to do more done with you, hybrid. I want to do a done with you and a done for you. A lot of the stuff that I want to be able to implement, again, for the testimonial. So I'm investing more into it now, because this can be a $20 package down.
I was going to say, a done for you is going to have to be a higher ticket.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Well, because I've seen two primary models with, like, let's say if it with a 6 month program, it can be like, let's say, pre-recorded course, or as you're going, you're recording, and it also becomes the curriculum, where someone can start at any time, whether it's November, December, January. Their week 1 is their week 1.
Correct.
And then the calls are more so like office hours. Like, let's talk about
inner circle office hours.
Yeah.
My mentor's doing the one that I'm doing with now. So I've done, one of the models that I did was simply just full models. So it was a annual subscription that you paid. It was $2,000, and it was with Yados Fitness. His story is amazing. He's out in Miami now. He's crushing it. I used to sponsor him through MacroFit. So he came from Spain, lived in a little hostel in Santa Monica with nothing, and then 10 years later, he's crushing it. But his is just simply $2,000 annual for that program, and there's just modules, and there's a drip system, meaning this video comes in week 1. You can't get too ahead. You have to
have to complete.
You have to
go
complete
to
before
the
you
next
advance.
level.
Yeah. And then he has weekly, bi-weekly calls depending on what program you purchase, to give you more access to him. And that's
Proximity.
The guru on top of the mountain. That is simply the more you pay, the closer to the top you are.
Yeah.
And the other one was with Raf, and that was the real coach with Brad Lee and Raf Garay out in Vegas and Arizona. And that one was a cohort of 4 coaches meeting weekly, and it was a done with you process in which after the 12 weeks, you would have a full curriculum ready to go to launch, right? So I've done both of those. The one I'm doing now with Mike Barron and his team out in San Diego, that one is much more, you have all the modules, you have all the templates, you then have weekly calls and then one-on-ones with him bi-weekly, depending on how far you are. That one was $25,000, but they include a full go high level. The ads that I'm running now are all through their internal. Their closers, their setters are all trained through his closer academy. And it's very much more tailored to what you need to do to fully launch.
That's cool. How long is that program?
6 months.
6 months.
Yeah. So 25,000 for 6 months. Yeah.
I did there's like a 16-week program down in San Diego with Billy Jean to learn ads. And this is probably like 2 years ago. 16-week program, and he taught it live. So you had the option to go down to the studio or tap in on Zoom. I drove down in the studio just to like fully immerse.
Golf and yeah.
But it's like a set curriculum. He taught it live. Smart, funny dude. And what I thought was really intelligent was that while one cohort starts, they're running ads to for the next one, and then cohort 2 would start at like, let's say week 8 or week 9 of cohort 1. Mm-hmm. So then there's some overlap. And so every 8 weeks, there was a new cohort that was starting, and he would teach on Tuesdays. One session would be like at 11:30, the other one at 1:30.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn.
Killing it.
Yeah. And when I went, it was right when ChatGPT got opened up to the public. In my cohort, there's like 200 people in my cohort. Whoa. The next wave after AI was opened up, 500.
Damn.
How much was it?
7,500.
That's damn.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No. Going back to the cohort, even with my coaching programs, because the first wave that I launched, the second wave, I wasn't going to do a third wave, only because I was doing originally separate Zooms for cohort 1 and cohort 2. Mm-hmm. It got to a point when then I started having a disconnect with the quality. Yep. So I'm like, I can't, there's not going to be a third one. I'm not having enough time. I'm too busy on the fulfillment. I just need to be on the actual development, the R&D. And that's where I saw a huge issue with the trainers, that they don't have enough resources, time, structure, discipline, because they start making a little bit of money on and then they get stuck on the fulfillment.
Trainer brain.
Yeah. But that's amazing. And I can see that. My next coach that I want to get would be Russell Brunson, which is going to be, he has a waiting list of.
I was about to bring up sales right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're very high level at sales. Just know you don't get to where you're at, you know what I mean, without being high level at sales. It's all of your personality. People, we talked about this at GymCon. We saw people want to hand you money, right? Yeah. Remember, and it was funny. Speaking of that, I'm sitting next to Mark at GymCon. He's like sitting there with his hand on his head like that. He's taking notes. And at one point we take a break, and he looks at me. He goes, "I would not be surprised at all if fucking Tony Robbins comes out at the end of this thing." And bro, that was like day 1, and then at the end they were like, they brought out Tony Robbins.
I get that vibe.
They didn't bring out Tony Robbins, but they brought out his number. Yeah, his number one sales guy. Do you remember that tall thin guy?
Yeah, he's like, hell yeah, I'm the first guy you ever taught or whatever. And I was like,
he's like, I've done over $1 billion in sales for Tony Robbins, and he looks over and he's like, told you so. Yeah,
so many times.
There's been more times than I can count that he calls that shot, and that's why he's Uncle Mark, because he's like, I'm telling you right now how this plays out, and this is about
what foresight. That's understanding, feeling, and seeing the where everything's shifting to.
I think it's like I always.
Is it a curse?
No. I do this. I put people. Are you a headline person, or do you read the story? Like my wife, she can remember anything. Her brother is even like her whole family. They have these memories that are crazy. So they read and they absorb. I'm a headlines guy. So I know a little bit about a lot of shit. Yeah. So that's where I go. Is like I kind of read over stuff real quick, but
bullet points, just give me headlines.
and that's what I want to do. I want to learn a lot of stuff, but I don't want to get knee deep into it unless I really like it.
My mentor back when, because I was a little bit about me, growing up, started playing golf when I was 10. And then I played just relentlessly for 10 years, going up to when I was 20. I got a full ride to go to school in Virginia. And I thought that was going to be it for me. I was going to be a professional golfer. All I wanted to do was play golf.
Really?
I was a +3 handicap growing up.
What school? UVA?
No, Hampton University. So it's HBCU. I got offered everywhere, UCLA, USC, but because I didn't, first generation Hispanic, I didn't know that these schools, they're giving so much money in scholarships, so they're picking these players. They're picking years in advance. They're committing when they're sophomores, freshmen. They already have eyes on them. Yeah. I applied very late. It was already late my junior year, and so by the time I got offer letters, they're like, "Look, we want you, but I don't have anything to offer you. I don't have any money left. So just come on first year, play well, and we'll talk about money." Scholarship money when the year ends. I had to make a decision. It was a difficult decision. I think it was best for my character, but not for the game. And I went 3,000 miles away into Virginia. I was offered a full ride there.
Oh, where's that at? What city?
Norfolk, Virginia.
Dude, I lived there for 15 years.
Yeah.
I lived in Virginia Beach, actually.
Oh, Virginia Beach, yeah.
Bought property in Virginia Beach.
Beautiful. First time I really experienced all the seasonalities. I walked up in Vans. They looked at me like, "Yeah, you're not from around here." And the
You're cool.
And then the winter hit, and fuck.
Oh, dude.
It was culture shock.
Southern California boy.
Yeah, bro.
All disrespect. I hate the fucking East Coast.
He said all
Just because of the seasons?
Yeah, I don't like the seasons. I was in North Carolina for 4 years in the Marine Corps.
Cherry Point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was not for me. I'll tell you that.
The people, though, man. That's what I miss more than anything is like, it's a different vibe, but the people are just, dude, it's just so
authentic, genuine.
So real, right? I say this when I have a conversation with someone, they're like, "What do you mean the difference?" When you're in Virginia and you come to a 4-way stop, you're there for 10 minutes because everybody's like, you. Come to a 4-way stop in Southern California, it's out.
It's all about me.
Yeah, and that's the mentality, and I miss that.
Yeah,
I miss that. Everybody's, I'm not gonna say everybody's selfish, but you get a selfish vibe there.
Well, it's a survivalist thing. Once you get a certain amount of population, I'm from South Louisiana, and you go somewhere at the hostess. Like, "Hey, hon, how you doing today? Welcome in." You almost want to give you a hug when you walk up.
Family,
yeah, and then everything's a lot slower paced. And then you come out here, and it's like you see people driving like demons. I mean, they drive crazy everywhere, but out here on the freeway, it's like, and they don't give a shit about you. It's like me. It's like, man, I got kids up in here, bro.
Virginia, I loved, and then I did a year there, and I went to Texas, Southeast Texas, Lamar University, and I love Texas. What you right now said, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because what you said in regards to time slowing down, that's what I experienced when I was in Texas. I absolutely loved it. Again, being born and raised in Southern California, going to Virginia.
Did you grow up in?
I grew up in Southgate, so I was born in Bellflower, a couple miles south of Southgate, and then I lived in Mexico for 4 years growing up.
What part?
My parents split up. I was in San Luis de Colorado, which is Baja. Yeah. And my parents split up. My mom just grabbed us and then just went south of the border. And then my dad would visit.
How old were you then?
I was from when I was 2 to about 4, 5. Yeah.
So you learned Spanish first.
First language was Spanish. Yeah. And when I started playing golf, it was huge because it took me out of the bubble.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a part of your culture.
Correct. I started traveling so much and seeing how people lived and seeing that there's more than just Southgate area code, and it gave me perspective.
Yep.
Do you think people treated you different in Virginia, or
they treated me everywhere differently?
Really?
Yeah, because golf. Every type of prejudice, every type of assumption.
Shit, man, the South right there.
You name it. I mean, even in Thailand, I went to the World Championship in Thailand, and they thought I was Indian. They couldn't fathom the fact that I was Mexican. They thought Mexican was lower class.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, "No, you're not Mexican. You're not." Yeah.
That's wild.
What's your handicap?
I stopped playing. I have.
What was it? At your best?
My best was +3 handicap.
+3?
Yeah, so I was shooting under par everywhere I went. Yeah,
I just travel and freaking gamble a lot.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I So in front of my house, I live in Southgate. In front of the house is Southgate Park. There's a Park 3. That's where I learned how to play golf, and I started playing with the gamblers.
Yeah. Oh,
When I was 12 years old, I would just walk with you. And then by the time I was 12 and a half, I'm like, hey, can I play with you guys? And they're like, we don't want to take your money, bro. I'm like, that's fine. I got a couple extra bucks. And I started cleaning house. Every week I make $150, $300 every week.
oh yeah.
So was that? Would you say that was your first hustle?
Yeah.
That was your first hustle.
No. I take it back. My dad owned a jewelry store in La Pacific in an HP, a neighboring city. And I would see him make money moves, and I don't know what got into me. I'm like, hey, I can I borrow $10? I got $10. I went down the store and I bought a box of mazapanes, the little peanut little candies, and I started selling them in front of the door for $1. ¿Gustas un mazapán? $1.
Yeah. And who doesn't want one?
And I was crushing it. And but the reaction was like, wait, they're like, oh yeah, ¿cuánto? $1. Well, what the? That's expensive. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna say
so
that.
I was crushing. I have a photo, and my dad saved my very first dollar that I made. That was my first hustle. And
That's
then
cool.
in middle school, I would sell candies. I always had this entrepreneurship in me.
Right.
Even in my freshman year of college, I saw a lack in the market because I lived in the dorms. We were all underage, and we all wanted to party, but no one could buy alcohol because no one had.
Oh, you and I are.
That's
No wonder we get along so well.
I'm like, all right, guys. I didn't want to have the alcohol in my room, so I partnered up with my guy down the hall. I'm like, you have a fridge. We're gonna hold the liquor here. So I'm gonna provide it. You store it, and we'll just, you take some of the risk, but then we'll go 50-50. And sure enough, there's upperclassmen that were on the golf team. I'm like, hey, I need a favor. I need to go for a run.
Hey, misters.
And so I bought MD 50-50s. I bought Popov. I bought Grey Goose. And then I was
Dude, I could feel the headache right now.
and I was slanging them. I was like, all right. I was selling water bottles. I was like, Popov water bottles, $15. Grey Goose, $25 for the water bottle. I'm like,
Yeah, the menu built out.
but they didn't know the difference. So then I would empty out. I would empty out the
Put a
good
little
stuff.
water in there.
And then I would give them a sample of I would put the Popov in the Grey Goose. I'm like, you want to taste? Taste? They didn't know the difference. So but ever since then, just making moves, hustling. Fast forward, I stopped. I got injured. I fractured my ankle playing basketball one day before my season started for my sophomore year. And that ended my golfing career. From there, I was always into fitness because I needed to understand loading patterns, understand mechanics, stay in shape. But I did understand nutrition. And fast forward, I was going to school full time, working at an insurance office, property, casualty, life and health insurance agent, doing tax prep. And then I'm like depressed, bro. Sitting behind that desk at that office, binding your auto insurance, your home insurance. And I was like, this is it for me? Like, I was destined for more. What the fuck?
Nah, it ain't happening, right?
I'm like, you know what? Nah, like there's something in me. I know it. I just don't know what, but I know I need to just be better. So then I started using some of that time and I started doing research, how to become the best version of a man that you possibly can. How does he drink? How does he dress? How does he cook? How does he dance? You name it. And so I came across a section of nutrition, understood macros. I'm like, this is it.
How old were you
At that time, I was 21.
21.
What year was that?
That was 2011, 2012. And then fast forward, I got amazing results. I got shredded. I'm like, macros is the secret. Who can I teach this? And I grabbed my brother. At the time, he was 25. He got laid off, suffered from his weight all his life. And I walked into his room one night, 9:30 in the evening. He's passed out in his bed with his chonies, panza all out. There's an empty pizza box, empty 2-liter Coke, just passed out, 25 years old. So I took a picture of him, not to humiliate him, not to be condescending or anything like that. I just took a picture. I'm like, this is your prime? Like, this is it for you? The very next day, he's like, teach me. We went into the lab and we started understanding macros. He's an amazing cook. So then he grabbed the concept with his skill set in the kitchen and started making amazing dishes, controlling the nutritional values, the cooking process, you name it, the seasoning, the marinades, everything. And one of his friends was at the house for lunch, and my brother's, he's a acts of service type of guy. So his way of showing love is just to do something for you. So then he made her lunch, which is really good. Do you mind cooking for me for the week? He's like, I got the time, might as well. And then she takes it to work, and then next you know, her coworker, hey, that looks really good. Can I try it? Wow, did you make that? No, my buddy does. Does he cook for other people? I could ask. That was client number 2, 1 and 2. And from there, and then for me, that gave us a vehicle to help the community, feed the community, impact the community. And then we started our own business with it. And then I was still going to school full time, working in Macrofield on the weekends, working full time school. And then I remember the conversation with my mentor when we finalized the location. We were going through the whole process. We had just already opened. I looked at him like, I think it's time for me to leave. And I went full time Macrofit. And that was it. From there, 2020 happens, and Madhouse was the opportunity that we then had.
What's go ahead, Mark.
You keep saying macro, and there's probably a lot of people out there that have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Could you explain what macro
So macros are short for macronutrients. You have your proteins, your carbs, and your fats. This is what you're eating on a day-to-day basis. You just don't know it. To be able to control your body, you have to have a particular amount of calories that you're consuming based on your expenditure, based on your current weight, your current muscle mass, everything. So what I'm able to do is grab your information, your data points, have a small conversation of what you do on a day-to-day basis, and give you a number. That number then gives me a baseline. From there, you execute that through tools that I give you through my Fitness Pals, the meal plan, the meals, all that good stuff. In 2 weeks and 14 days, I have all the data that I need to give you exactly how much you need to eat to be at caloric surplus, deficit, or maintenance. And I can put you on a trajectory that in the next 12 to 16 weeks, hit your goals and crush it.
That's awesome.
So I use that framework with Macrofit, with ASR coaching to be able to transform people and give them the tools. Because it's one thing, dependency, right? Like you come to me for a service, and then you have to depend with me and for me for the rest of your life, and I have you. Mm-hmm. I never wanted to do that. I wanted to be able to give. What's the verse? I could
Give a man fish.
I could teach you how to.
Yeah.
And that was the philosophy. I wanted to teach people how to fish and how to have full control of their body through the proper understanding that you don't have to be the circumstances of your culture, because growing up, comete todo, like you have to eat everything, and
You're wasting if you don't.
wasting it if you don't.
And the plate is mostly carbs, fat,
It's
salt.
heavy on carbs and fats. You have 3 different carb sources, 2 different fat sources, and then 1 protein source. And you're under eating protein. And there's so much misconception and misinformation that people are so overwhelmed. They have paralysis by analysis, and they don't do anything.
Yeah.
So
No, that's big. That's huge. I was gonna say this. Whenever you got into like your journey of being an entrepreneur and like you're like learning how to sell, and now you're teaching other trainers and other coaches and people how to sell. It's like one of the biggest downfalls you see, and that like one of the bad, like you're like, that's a bad habit in sales.
the habit in sales,
A bad habit you see in a lot of salespeople.
no conviction. They don't even believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Lack of.
Andrew talks about that. How do you say it? I can't tell if it's a question or listen to what he says about this.
Oh yeah. If someone doesn't have conviction in what they're talking about, from the receiving end, you might be like, "Did you just ask me a question, or are you giving me a statement?"
Right. And when there's any type of doubt, it generates a no.
Yeah. You flinch and they know.
They know. Yeah. And yes, yesterday, Thursday, I had my weekly call with my trainers, and the first question I asked is like, is there anything in your current business that you want to address that we can openly discuss before I go into today's subject? And just objections, right? There's always this certain objections when it comes to let me think about it. I'm like, okay, well, and then I just quickly go into role playing. Like, hey, Frank, you know what? I appreciate the tour. I love the gym, but you know what? I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to think a little bit about it. Maybe perhaps beginning of the year. All right, hit me. And then we go into role playing. And then my mentor always said, like, never break character, go into it. And you the more repetition you put into, the role playing and understanding the sales process, the dance, then the better equipped you'll be in front of an actual prospect.
I know before or off camera before we started recording, we were talking about artificial intelligence.
AI.
Are you guys using AI?
Absolutely.
Yeah. How are you guys utilizing it?
Every aspect. We're creating
You're in it all day.
all day.
Okay.
Me personally, the business, you name it.
Yeah.
The business, we've created an AI agent for the front desk.
Nice.
So what happens is it doesn't sleep, it doesn't get tired, the tonality is there. we leave so much. There's so much potential that you lose having a brick and mortar when leads are coming in, someone's calling in for information or to make an appointment, and then the front is too busy cleaning or with the current customer. And we realized that. We went to Hersha and we talked to ABC, and they showed us an actual AI agent that they can implement into their software already. So
With ABC?
yeah.
No shit.
Yeah. They even created, they give us a demo on the spot. Like, look, this is my facility. Called it. Hey, this is Arturo. I'm interested in the gym. What are your hours? Hey, Arturo, just to let you know, this is an AI agent for so-and-so fitness. This is the information that you asked for. Any other questions? Like, yeah, I'm interested in training. Do you have any training available? Yeah, we have, a staff for it. And it was just comprehensive. Yeah. And there was no delay. Yeah. It was impressive. And he's like, every 12 weeks, they're improving.
Yeah.
They're improving.
They have to.
So we're implementing the AI agent for our front. On top of that, me personally, when it comes down to anything, I mean, we talked about search engines and stuff like that. My mentor recently even talked about understanding that LinkedIn and using LinkedIn as more of an actual transcript article based that you're uploading your information. That way people, when they search you and they're using AI more,
it's pulling relevant data
that you have somewhat control of because you're actually plugging in.
I think LinkedIn is the sleeper right now, man.
It is.
It's a lot of people have laid down on it over the last couple of years.
I
understand why.
I understand too. Yeah.
LinkedIn, when it first came out, I was like, dude, this is an awesome source. Then all of a sudden they sold and they started implementing all these little paywalls. And I was like, dude, I'm not paying you all this money because I'm going to bring in a ton of accounts and I got to pay $59.99. No, I'm not going to do this. And then I revisit it to bring in some more professional traffic, because everybody's going to business. It's like, dude. And I'm currently working on that as we speak right now.
It's so powerful. And if you're paying attention to every guru out there, they're asking them the same question.
Yeah.
If you lost everything today, what would you start doing? And they all say the same relevant thing: some type of AI implementation with small businesses. It's the direction. Now, Michael Burry just shorted AI. But there's other, that's something else.
I think that's a
Nivea just came out with us.
Yeah, he shorted. I don't.
98% of his portfolio in Seville.
I think he's pretty right most of the time.
What happened?
I don't.
So Michael
The
Burry,
Big Short, the movie.
Oh,
The guy that did that.
that predicted the housing bubble. He just 2 weeks ago, a week ago, he announced his
Like
position.
1.1 or
He announced his position and he shorted just the AI bubble when it came down to understanding that
it's in a. Okay, so I personally don't think it's a bubble. I think the environment might be a bubble.
Okay.
But not AI.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the big seven, if you've watched over the last 5 years, right? The 7 main stocks that are running 90% of our stock market. I could see some of them falling apart, but not if they're knee deep in AI. I mean, we're at the very beginning of stages right now.
I think maybe the price might be a bubble, because
Possibly.
like the cost to fulfill it isn't like there's huge margin in
in
AI.
tech in general, yeah.
So it's right now because not so many people can implement it. There's just a higher price point for setting up and training an AI agent.
Yeah.
Because not a lot of people know how to do it well.
Well, the biggest we were just talking about this the other day, the biggest bottleneck that a lot of people don't realize with AI has nothing to do with the AI itself, right? It's the power source, right? We do not produce enough power. That's why if you get on your AI, right, and then you've been working on it for a couple hours or so, it starts to bog down because you start to get throttled. If they were to open it up for you, I mean, it would process in 2 seconds, and it could process a book in no time.
It goes back to the instant grat thing too. Like if you're telling it to write like a 1,500 word blog, but you're telling it to write a 1,500-page book. It can't do that, right? It's got a throttle, like you said.
Well, they throttle.
Or if you're writing a shitload of code, I know mine will time out too.
Yeah, I mean, you could go into your computer and set it to process faster, but it needs that energy. We don't have enough power plants in the United States to support a wide open AI that is fully immersed in our environment. It's not there yet. It's going to get there. So that's why you're hearing Elon Musk and everybody start talking about these little nuclear plants. Yeah. We have to, right? They say right this minute, and if you follow for the next 60 months, we need 90 more electric facilities in the United States, or else we're in trouble. We're never going to be.
That's not even including what they're trying to do with the green environment, the green movement with all the electrical vehicles, the plug-ins. Like it's.
Oh, wait till robo-taxis. I mean, dude, that's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. Insane.
It's always good to at least have an eye to what's coming out, simply because we are affected by it.
Yeah.
One way or another. You're either going to be someone that's going to be innovating with it and implementing it to be a pioneer with it and with your businesses,
or you're going to get dusted.
Or you're going to be dusted. You're going to be left behind. You're going to be.
That's good to hear that you're into, because honestly, I don't think that's the norm in this.
It doesn't surprise me though that you guys are. I mean, to be where you guys are at and building what you guys are building. So tell the world, tell people at home what's next, what you guys are working on currently. Obviously, you guys are expanding.
Yeah.
You guys have a whole new look from what I've seen on Instagram. Yeah, obviously, your social media, all your personal and your business will all be in the description below.
Yes,
but tell people at home, like, what are you guys cooking up right now?
So right now we're wrapping up what we call a CUP process. For those that don't know, it's a conditional use permit where, depending on where you're trying to do business, the cities has particular zoning parameters for certain usage, whether it be residential, commercial, industrial.
Light industrial. Exactly.
Yeah. And so where we're currently located, it's industrial, meaning we're outside the zoning of commercial businesses. When we bought the space, we were grandfathered in, but we weren't compliant. Mm-hmm. And when I went to the city and pitched them the idea of what we were wanting to do, I already had a good relationship with the city. They knew who we were. Business license was already active, good standing, which is surprising. I don't know if you guys realize that there's so many businesses that conduct business without current active business license.
Technically, it's illicit, right?
Yeah, it's to my surprise when the city was telling me, I was like, holy shit, I didn't realize. And I only realized because a lot of my neighbors started getting popped. Yeah. But anyways, and so we went and they're like, yeah, you're fine, you're good to go. You're not doing anything different. I'm like, no, just taking up more space, more equipment, more parking. That's it. Awesome. When I went to go turn in the actual application for it, they pulled everything up. They're like, uh-oh, wait a minute. You don't have a CUP for this. I'm like, well, no. Well, what you mean? Okay, well, because now you applied for it, it flagged it, it triggered it. So now it's the CUP process for not only the new proposed, but the existing. Ooh. Yeah. And it's complicated because there's so much red tape you got to go through.
Yeah, and then you might have to kind of, we'll say,
and so it's a process. You have to go through the little process. You have to submit what your proposed business operations, the capacity, the intended hours, the projected generated revenue, you name it. And from there, it's just a process. And we were going through it again because we had a relationship with them. Check this out. I'm up to date. We got keys for that expansion June 1st. So we're right now November 13th, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little over 4 months, right? We built out the whole gym. We're ready to go. We had already made deposits for equipment. We already had the contractors. We did a lot of our stuff in-house. We were ready to rock and roll. We're still waiting. And we probably won't get the green light until the second week of December, if that.
They're that slow?
The thing is,
it's a long process.
It's a process because as soon as they approve everything, you still have to get the fire department involved. You have to get the pressure testing with the sprinkler heads. There's so much that has to happen, right? And you can do all of that. On top of that, I'm about $700, almost $800,000 invested. They could go around and say it's not approved, meaning nothing's guaranteed. And even then, I'm up to where I'm right now, waiting for them. Whereas someone else, and perhaps Gabe could correct me on this, other people would have to wait to actually get the CUP process approved before they even go in and start working on the building.
Yeah.
So what that means is you have a lease, a letter of intent, an active lease for 3, 4, 6 months, almost a year, and you're paying into it, and you can't even work it.
Yeah.
That is a quick way to the bottom, and you never even get to open.
Yeah, a lot of people don't start with the right amount of capital to
Right.
float that in the meantime, because you guys are on
Expected.
you guys, how long you're on a lease on that building?
Yeah, so we're in a lease. We
long is
negotiated
that?
TIs.
How
We
lo-
did. We
How
did
long is that leased?
for the whole thing?
Yeah.
So we originally was only a 5. We completed that. Then we went back for a 10.
Okay.
Yeah, 10
right.
an option.
And
Yeah,
with negotiated TIs.
correct. And that gave us the experience to do so, because if not, guess what? For next month, you have to pay $30,000 just for that side.
Yeah.
So in total, my new lease would be $47,500 with all that space.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, with that being said, going back to the point is, me not being able to open, technically I couldn't even work on it. But I went to the city in a good standing and said, hey, look, let me pull the permits. Again, there's no structural. It's all going to be lighting, flooring, the restrooms, just ADA compliance. Like, there's nothing that I'm doing to the actual structure.
there's no structure, right?
No
It's wide
structural, right?
It's just the use.
It's just the use. So let me go in there, put the paint, the mirrors, the flooring, and as soon as the equipment starts coming in, then we'll arrange it. But there won't be any actual business activity being conducted. And they allowed me to pull the permits, which was fortunate because that saved me 3 to 4 months.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
now I can go ahead, and then the reason, going back to answer your question, why it takes so long is, as soon as all the process gets approved, then the city actually has to vote on it, meaning there's an open committee hearing for it. So then they have to have the hearing, which is going to be around December 14th, the second week of December, where they're going to say, hey, City of Cudahy, Madhouse is proposing this new expansion. It's open to anyone. Please come and express your concerns, if any.
Really?
And I have to show up, and then I have to hear anyone that's wanting to vote against, and they have to give their reason, and I have to be able to rebuttal. And that's the whole
So the whole process, if somebody's thinking about opening a gym, could 6 to 9 months bare minimum?
We'll check on zoning.
Yeah,
For the
there's a lot of
use.
stuff that you can do preemptively to get you in the right headspace and prepare you.
And you're in a little small city, right?
Yeah.
And so could you imagine LA?
Oh, I don't.
I had to do an AUP for the Upland facility.
Additional.
So it was an administrative use permit.
What's that?
It's easier than a CUP because it's like it was zoned well for it. At the same time, administrative use permit is just the city needs to validate or verify that surrounding area it would be in its best interest and not disrupt what's already going on.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a way for a city to get money to go out.
I was about
there
to say,
and then just really
it's all a motherfucking dollar.
Another 15.
Yeah.
it's good, but it adds that lag time. And fortunately, I was able to do the AUP before signing the lease.
And it's just being preemptive, having the experience, right? And so if you're new, and this is why when this investor, let me take this back. I was approached by an investor group recently to consult for them because they wanted to open up a gym. So I'm like, hey, would you consult? Is there something that you would offer that, your services, your experience? I took that to the team because I didn't want it to be a conflict of interest with my team as well. And because they wanted just a Saro, they just wanted me as an individual. And I'm like, look, I have a team. I wouldn't do it without them. So I went back and I gave them an update. And we recently had a conversation with a private equity company, and because they asked us, like, what's your guys' 7-year plan? And we're like, we don't have one. He's like, oh, we just want to own 4 more locations privately, personally. And then
Bankroll them.
Yeah, bankroll them. And he's like, why? He's like, why don't you guys open them up for investors, speed up the process,
Collapse time.
and collapse time? And now that you have the brand, the concept, the processes, SOPs, and you can do that. And we're like, you know what? Okay. How things work, a month later, I get approached with that conversation, that opportunity, and then I pitched them. I'm like, well, would you guys be interested in opening up, an actual Madhouse location? These are some of the terms that we want to work towards. Would you be open? And they're like, yeah. A week later, I get approached by another group because someone,
The rumor mill.
someone just opened up the can, and we're like, okay, well, let's entertain that too. But with that, if you have the experience, then you can approach it with being prepared. because and that's why I told him, like, look, why I'm not going to negotiate with certain things. I'm not going to have any leeway with certain things, because if you had to do this yourself, good luck. Not to say that you won't be successful, but it'll take you 5 years.
Yep.
Minimum. Is that what you want? Plus the opportunity cost, because you're gonna have to stop doing what you're doing. And how much are you generating right now? 200,000 doing what you're doing over there. Okay, well, drop that. So your quality of life is gonna drop and diminish. For a passion project, an investment, that's not what an investment should be.
Yeah.
You're wanting to do a startup with a new concept, new brand in this time and age, like, or do you want at least a high percentage of success? That is what I can bring you with the team, the brand, and myself. Is that what you want? I'm like, yeah. Okay, then let's work towards that.
Solid. Yeah, finding the right fit for an investor, finding the right fit for a partner, again, goes back to doing business with you want to versus you have to, but is it the right fit culturally?
We took a piece of what Miguel said. Like, I need to have dinner with you. I need to understand you drink the Kool-Aid. I need to understand why you even want to do this, because down the road, we're going to have situations. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure that we're at least somewhat aligned with the vision, because if not, then I don't need your money. In
franchising, having the right investor, I was talking to this gentleman, Jason Olson, a couple of weeks ago about that. I was like, what are like besides like the financials, he was like, we like to see for the salon spaces, they have like, I think he's growing on like 150 franchises.
What company is he with?
Salon, I'm so sorry. It's the salon suites industry. No, Image 360.
Image 360.
Yeah.
Like a chain that's around.
Well, he started it like Arturo, and then he grew it. He was approached by many, several private equity. He was like, there's no shortage. Like, it wasn't a line. There was no shortage of people that weren't in line to do business with him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I need their money, but to grow further. So he partnered with a PE or a group that had grown another big dog in their space, and that's their goal now. And he was talking about that, and he was saying, I said, what is the biggest fit that you're looking for in a franchise partner aside? And he was like, well, we want to see like 1.5 net worth, 750 liquid. Obviously, these individuals have good credit. He goes, the next biggest thing we look for is a cultural fit.
Cultural fit.
Yep.
I can see that.
Because if not, it carries a lot of issues down the road. And then another thing was the funding of the actual, which was weird. I'm not sure why the PE doesn't do it, but the funding of the actual like business, they don't do SBAs because they don't occupy any of the space. There's like a whole other thing.
Yeah. Technically, they're allowing. I was having that conversation too, because my business partner just opened up a salon for his wife, and they're landlords.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why
they're basically the landlord.
Yeah.
The franchisee is the landlord, and they sublease all the space.
Yeah.
But unless they occupy some of the space, which they don't.
They have to occupy, I think, either 70 or 80% of the space.
Yeah, something like that. So anyways, but what was really cool about that was like, hey, yeah, it goes to show just how important culture is, because if not, you're going to have a whole.
I think it's everything, dude.
Yeah.
It really is.
What you guys have at Madhouse, man.
Yeah.
You guys are a vibe, dude. So before I just want to, because we're running long here. So yeah.
How in the next 10 years, how many Madhouse can we expect to see? 10 years out.
10 years out. This was the plan that I had with the private equity. 7 years. 7 years. We want to have 15 locations. We want to have an enterprise evaluation of $150 million. At that point, we then consider some type of exit, or in fact, from there, take it up to 250.
Well, I know two guys that can help you out.
I know two guys too. So
yeah. Awesome.
3 guys.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, look, dude, it's been an absolute privilege to have you on the show. We have to do this again with, I think it'll be another fun episode to do.
Bring your partner in next time.
Yeah, bring your partner. Bring either your brother or William. It would be cool. Or whoever you want to bring, you can bring somebody. And it would be another fun one to do would be another fun one to do.
He's laughing because the last podcast I had with my brother, he just got drunk.
We can do that.
Yeah, he was holding in a lot of.
It was a lot of pressure because he was undergoing the whole build out, and we wanted to do we did a podcast right at the beginning, and then almost right at the end of the build out, and he was holding on to a lot of emotions.
It was a year.
You can let it out here, dude. This is a trust tree.
He got a little nervous, but also, yeah, you're right. It was a full year. Yeah, so remember my mentor, he has a podcast, Local Legends, Jesus Guerra, and that's how I met Sergio, my videographer, because he was the one that put us together. We had a podcast, and it was the very first time that we ever told our story, Madhouse McAfee story. That was the very first podcast I ever did. That was about a year and a half ago, and then we did that at Madhouse. And then it was a full year, and we're like, hey, how cool would it be if we do a full year recap, Local Legends, to say, because we talked about the expansion, we
Right.
talked about the vision.
Call your shot.
To now be here where it's almost ready to go, fully built out. We're just days away. Let's do it. And we did it. We sat down, and then my brother, he wanted a shot. We had taken a couple shots the first time for the very first podcast because we were nervous. And then I guess he's like, I want a shot. And then next, like, they got him a bottle, and he just started just chugging it.
And he's a big dude too, right?
He's a big dude. And so next, 45 minutes in, and he's cussing the storm. He's fucking talking shit. He's saying all kinds of stuff. Put it this way, we never aired it.
Yeah. Oh shit.
We never aired it.
Hey.
A lot of shit was said. No, it was that bad.
No, that's good, man.
No, he called us like, guys, look, I'm here to protect you guys. Yeah, a lot of stuff was said. I don't think it should be public information.
Hey, that's crazy. Well, we can always do it. I think another cool one would be with Adam and Jason too.
Yeah.
That would be a rock star episode as well. That'd be a fun one.
Jason and Arturo talking would be.
Yeah,
good one.
and Adam too, because he's out in that area, man.
love
So
to.
they have some big things brewing.
Go out there and
They're working.
I'm building a podcast area, studio space. I have some extra space for the meanwhile, so I'm building
Do
something
it.
out. So if I have that done in the next 3 months, I would love to host you guys.
Yeah,
and then
That'd be awesome.
So, man,
we'll take the signage and then go set it up. It'd
Yeah.
be sick.
Absolutely.
We're almost 2 hours.
Okay.
Shit.
Cool.
Guys,
Arturo, man.
it was a pleasure. Thank
Look,
you.
tell the people at home where they can find you, man. How they can
Absolutely.
contact you.
Instagram, asaro_RP. Then we have Madhouse Gains Asylum, and then we have LA Macrofit for the meal prep company. Guys, check it out. I always tell people, if it's for you, it's great. Love to have you. And if it's not, at least you have a reference of what could be, and then just find something in your local area that you want to aspire to be part of, and just join a community. Join with these guys. I see what they're doing. They're giving so much value and asking for you to execute. And that sometimes is the hardest thing, but just tap in daily, weekly, show support, like it, love it, subscribe it, join the school community. And the best thing you can do is apply it and improve your life. Even 1%. That's all you have to do.
Absolutely.
I love it, man. Appreciate you stopping by
Awesome.
here.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
awesome.
All right, boys.
Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Winning Daily YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to the channel and go right here and turn that notification bell on. We look forward to winning daily with you.